Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Yellow with only gift Pokemon was a fun full team run. Let's follow that up with a classic single Pokemon run. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Gold with a team of only one Mankey? Mankey's gonna be an interesting one. Decent attack and speed for an early game first form Pokemon, but terrible defense, special defense, and health. Kinda like a glass cannon, but without much of the cannon part. By level up, he learns some decent moves, but nothing too amazing. Cross Chop is strong, but it misses a lot. Focus Energy and Karate Chop together could be good. By TM, we don't learn any better fighting moves, but we do learn some elemental punches. In fact, we learn Thunder for some reason? That's weird. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through with the challenge, so all of this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I'm pretty skeptical about if the red fight will be possible at all, but at least Whitney won't be a problem. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Mankey. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So right off the bat, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Chikorita with Mankey so that you can do the whole run with it. I name him Danielson. He looks small, but I promise he could beat you up. The start of the game goes super smoothly. We have decent attack and everything this early on has pretty low health, so I'm not really worried about how things are going to go until the flying gym in the first major town. Because of that, I decided to do Bellsprout Tower first. This place is optional, but it's nice to have Flash for Mount Silver near the end of the game. Everything here is pretty frail, so it's easy to clear the place fast. By the time we got to the flying gym, we're at level 14, and we were able to just muscle our way through it with low kick. That gets us the team for Mudslap, and it's a good thing that we do, because I don't think we can win the run without it. Up ahead is the next point that sometimes really trips us up, this hiker in Union Cave. Thankfully, we're a fighting type this time, so he goes down pretty easily. So does Slowpoke well. You do have to fight some Zubats, but they're pretty frail. Once we start running into Golbats and Crobats, maybe I'll start to worry. At the Bug Gym, we were able to scratch down both Metapod and Kakuna decently fast, although we didn't get by completely unscathed. At Scyther, we used Leer once and got crit by Quick Attack, so I figured it was over, but then he started using Fury Cutter. Yeah, it gets stronger as he keeps using it, but we resisted it, so we held on in red health just long enough to take him down. After that is our rival. He starts with Ghastly, and this is exactly why we need Mudslap. We can't hit him without it. Thanks to having it though, we pretty easily took out his entire team without even getting hit. We got a bit lucky with Ember, but we should have survived that either way. Normally, I'd fight all the trainers in the area here to get prepared for Whitney's normal gym and her ever-terrifying Miltank, but we're a fighting type, so I decided to just give the gym a try early. She probably could have really hurt us if she just used Stomp, but she used Rollout, and we resisted that, so easy first try. After that, I headed straight to the Ghost Gym, but Mudslap just isn't cutting it anymore. Lots of his ghosts have the move Spite, so they can drain our power points. We only have 10 power points for Mudslap, and it's pretty weak, so we're gonna need more than just this. I decided to go grab the TM for Dig from the National Park. Yeah, it's only 60 power in this game, so it's not exactly amazing, but it's a lot stronger than Mudslap. It's super effective against Morty's team, and it lets us use attack instead of special attack. As soon as we get back, we have an easy first try. There was a close call with Gengar having to miss Hypnosis twice, but Hypnosis misses a lot, so it would have only taken us a few tries at the fight, even if he did hit us. After that, we have to do a bit of legwork. We have to do the Lighthouse so that we can fight the Steel Gym leader, we have to deal with the Fighting Gym, and we also have to go to the Lake of Rage so that we can get into the Rocket Hideout, because taking that down will let us into the Ice Gym. That sounds like a lot of stuff, and it kind of is, but really it's just a lot of travel and a lot of weak trainers. None of it gave us any real issues, so let's just get to the major fights. The Fighting Gym battle was basically a series of coin flips, so it took us a few tries. We have to use Focus Energy and Karate Chop to hope for crits, and Poliwrath uses Dynamic Punch and Hypnosis. Both of those are moves that would end us, but have coin flip odds of hitting. After a few tries where we either never crit or would get hit by Dynamic Punch too early, we got this run where Poliwrath only had to miss a couple of Dynamic Punches for us to win. Right after that is the Steel Gym. The Magnemites were easy, but the Steelix had me worried. Iron Tail did tons of damage, but it missed a lot, so we lucked out and eventually took it down with the crit. It was a first try, but this fight is really just up to the luck on crits on Steelix. And of course, after the super easy Rocket Hideout, we have a super easy time taking down Price's Ice Gym. Man, we're really breezing through this run. I mean, in fairness, has Price ever given us issues? Next up is the Radio Tower. There's lots of poison types in here that resist our chops, but we still have Dig, and I ended up learning Headbutt so that we have something stronger than Scratch to deal with whatever we can't chop. It does a good enough job as travel is really easy at this point. The only battle that really matters here is the rival one, so let's get to that. Golbat is first, and I was worried about his wing attack, but thanks to a flinch off the first Headbutt, we never got hit. Haunter was a one-shot with Dig, as was his Quilava right after. Sneasel hit us for a bit of damage, but went down to one Karate Chop, and last was Magnemite, who was a one-shot. Still not that bad. After cleaning up the Crime and Goldenrod, I made sure to pick up TM33 from the store. It's Ice Punch, and although I don't know if I'll need it for the Dragon Gym or not, I'm pretty sure that I will need it for Lance in the Pokemon Champion fight. His most dangerous Pokemon are double weak to ice, so as much as our special attack completely sucks, we do need this move. Speaking of dragons, it's Dragon Gym time. It actually goes great. Any one of them could have just paralyzed us and ruined the fight, but the Cross Chop one-shots the Dragonairs, and a crit Karate Chop got her to use her Hyper Potion early on the Kingdra, so things went pretty smooth. After that, it's rival time again. This time Sneasel's first, but it hardly leveled up since last time, so it's still a one-shot. Golbat managed to hit Wing Attack this time for a solid third of my health and damage before going down to 2 headbutts like last time. Kadabra thankfully went down in 1 headbutt before he could hurt us, and Haunter is only 5 levels higher than before, so he went down with 1 Dig. Quilava is now a Typhlosion, so he actually survives a Dig. His Flame Wheel did pretty decent damage before we finished him off. Last was Magneton, but he's part steel, so we just one-shot him with Karate Chop. Alright, that was the last fight before the Elite Four, but we have to do a bit of grinding before we tackle them. We're a Mankey that's about the same level as the Pokemon Champions Dragonites, so I don't really think it's gonna go all that well, even with the advantage of stat experience. I decided to get to level 60, and it really didn't take that long. Here's our stats at level 60. I mean, it's still not awesome, but at least our attack and speed might be enough to get by. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Psychic Trainer Will. It only took a couple of tries to realize that even with Ice Punch, we just need a few more levels. It takes 2 hits of Psychic to take us down, so we're gonna need to one-shot at least the Xatu at the start. It ended up taking 5 levels before we could one-shot it, but it wasn't too bad because we can one-shot everything in Victory Road. On Exeggutor, we lucked out and hit a crit for a one-shot, but Slowbro was looking rough. We kept missing Cross Chop and he kept building up his defense with Curse, but then our third Cross Chop crit to bring him down to a Sliver. We finished him off without taking a hit. Last was another Xatu that was a one-shot. I love how at level 64 I'd instantly lose this fight early, but at level 65 we beat the whole thing without getting hit, because Slowbro just never fought back. Second is Poison Trainer Koga. Ariados is first, so I just Ice Punched it down since we lacked any good moves for it. We hardly got hurt in the process, so it wasn't too bad. For Venomoth, I went for Dig, and it did alright, but we lost almost half of our health to Psychic before we could take it down. Crobat is third, and Ice Punch did less than I was expecting, but thanks to a freeze, he had to use a full restore, and we got our 2 hits in a row to take him down. That was pretty lucky. He probably could have confused us and ruined this fight. Fortress is a tank, but we ended up one-shotting him because our Cross Chop crit. Last is Muck, so I started using Dig, and he started spamming Acid Armor and Minimize. Knowing this could get out of control pretty fast, I started switching to Ice Punch. Muck kept going for Toxic, but it just kept missing, because it wasn't 100% accurate when a Poison type would use it yet. That was in later generations. In the end, we landed a couple of Ice Punches to finish him. Third is Fighting Trainer Bruno. It started great with both Hitmontop and Hitmonlee being one-shots with Karate Chop. Hitmonchan did some damage with his Mach Punches, but he went down in 2 Karate Chops. Against Machamp, we lucked out and crit with a Cross Chop for a one-shot, and last was his Onix that went down in 1 hit. Easy fight! Fourth is Dragon Trainer Karen. Umbreon was first, so we one-shot with a critical Cross Chop. Vileplume is second though, and although Ice Punch did great damage, we got paralyzed in the process. Gengar did a bit of damage with Lick, but 1 Dig took it down. Murkrow hit a weak feint attack before going down to 1 Ice Punch, and last was Houndoom. Flamethrower did tons of damage and we missed Cross Chop, so I thought I was doomed, just to end up hanging on from the next Flamethrower. We finished him off in 1 Cross Chop. Man, how lucky did we get not to lose a single turn to paralysis? Finally, the Pokemon Champion Lance. Water Onix is first, so I Cross Chopped. It's not very effective, but all he did was Rain Dance, so the second hit took him down. Aerodactyl went down in one cross chop, and I'm really thankful he did because he'd probably really mess us up otherwise. As Charizard, we hit a cross chop for fantastic damage as he hit us with wing attack for a solid 70. Our next cross chop finished him, but it was our last power point for it. His next 3 Pokemon are all Dragonites though, and they're double weak to Ice Punch. His first 2 were both one-shots, but his 3rd Dragonite was just strong enough to hang on with a sliver. Weirdly enough though, he just used Safeguard, then a full restore, so we just hit 2 Ice Punches for the win! With that victory, we got into the Hall of Fame, but this run isn't over yet. I still want to at least try the red and blue fights like we usually do, but that requires that we beat all of Kanto. It's really not that hard since the gym leaders here aren't any stronger than the Elite Four, so I grab the leftovers and work my way to the blue fight as fast as possible. First up is Pidgeotto. Ice Punch does a pretty good job, but his wing attack already has us down quite a bit of health. We have leftovers, so we heal a bit on each round at least. Alakazam had me a bit worried, but thanks to our brute force and probably that crit, we one-shot him. Water Onix got crit by Cross Chop as well, but still ended up hanging on. But he just used Rain Dance, so if anything, I'm just happy we got him to waste a full restore. I tried switching to Ice Punch during the fight, but it did just about nothing, so we had to move back to Cross Chop. Thanks to all of that, we did take a Hydro Pump. Executor was next, and he seeded us early, so I was feeling pretty doomed. It really didn't help that he was holding on for extra long thanks to his items, so they had more time to drain us. After that was Arcanine, so we used Dig, although that did give them an extra turn to sap our health. The damage was great, but we nearly fainted to Flamethrower. I went to finish it, but he took me down with extreme speed. That was brutal. Alright, after that loss, I decided to grind a bit. No matter what, if we're gonna beat Red in the end, we're gonna need to be a higher level. While grinding, I threw a power point up on Cross Chop so that we have one more use of it since it's our strongest move. I'm starting to think that we can just ditch Karate Chop if we want to, but the only obvious thing I can see to take is Thunder Punch for Blue's Water Onix and Red's Charizard and Blastoise. We could always try ditching both Karate Chop and Dig to get Curse and Rest, but Red has lots of special attackers anyway, so I don't think that would win us that fight. Back at Blue, this time with Thunder Punch. Pidgeot looked like it was going to go the same way until Ice Punch froze him to save us from getting hit. That was great. Alakazam is still a one-shot with Cross Chop, even without the crit. Now, believe it or not, Water Onix actually survived Thunder Punch and hit a Hyper Beam, but it didn't actually do a ton, so we finished him off on the follow-up. Executor went for Solar Beam this time, and never actually got to fire it, so no Leech Seed this time, so we went into the Arcanine fight pretty healthy. Right away, we hit Dig to take him to yellow health, Flamethrower took us down by about 100, and I went for another Dig. He ended up healing while we were underground, but our Dig crit for a one-shot. Last was Rhydon, but he was a one-shot with a critical Cross Chop. With that done, it's time to go make attempts at Red. I really doubt that we'll get past Espeon at this level, but it's worth at least trying now. So on the first try it starts great as we one-shot Pikachu, but then against Espeon we get one-shot by Psychic. Worst part is that we're not even close to one-shotting them. I don't really want to rely on crits, and I don't think that we can get away with ditching a move, so I'll have to grind more. The grind here isn't too bad. We're high level, so it's somewhat slow, but we still one-shot everything. Plus, we do have some rare candies, so if we have to get to max level, and I'm pretty sure we do, then at least it won't take a whole day. I try again at level 91. This time we just hardly are able to hang on from Espeon's Psychic. I used Dig on the second round just so we could get a bit more health out of leftovers before the next fight, but as Charizard came out, we did less than half his health and damage with Thunder Punch, and then we're easily finished off with Wing Attack. Alright, I'm gonna top off our level and come back. Pikachu is obviously still a one-shot, so let's move on to Espeon. I went for Cross Chop and took him down to red health, as Psychic hit us for about 200 damage. I used Dig to finish him off since it would give us an extra round of leftovers healing. Charizard is next, so we used Thunder Punch to take his health down to half. His Wing Attack took us all the way down to a sliver, but our next Thunder Punch just hardly took him down. Next up is his beast of a Snorlax, but we're fighting type, so I hit a Cross Chop, then slowly watched his health tick down. It was a crit. We landed a one-shot on Red's Snorlax. For Venusaur, we hit an Ice Punch for alright damage, and I kinda thought that it was over for us, but it ended up freezing him so we were able to finish him off. Last is Blastoise, so we hit Thunder Punch, he hit us with Surf to take us back into red health, and I decided to just go for Cross Chop. We hit it, and it was enough to take him down, beating the post-game final boss. I can't believe I won that red fight, to be honest. Most of the Johto side of that run was really fast and easy, but I wasn't expecting us to ever beat Red. I really hope you guys like that run. For next Saturday's Pokemon Challenge, we're going to be doing another bad team run, when we go through Pokemon Red with Giovanni's team and moves. How am I gonna get past Lorelei, you ask? I have no idea. That run is gonna suck. As always, I'm looking forward to your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. You already know all the Pokemon Let's Plays I've done. You already know where the link to the playlist for all the Pokemon challenges is. It's in the description. I'm gonna try and stream a little bit more often. The week that this video is going out should be a week that I hopefully got to stream a little bit more. But you never know because my plans are all over the place and I have so much to do. Speaking of so much to do, I need to get on editing the video that you're watching right now, obviously. So, I'll go get on that. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.